This is Match Game 74, production number 0230, and it's take one. Get ready to match the star. Bert Convy, Brett Summers, Charles Nelson Reilly, Louisa Moritz, Richard Dawson, and Kaye Stevens as we play the star-studded big money Match Game 74. And now, here's the host of Match Game 74, Gene Rivers.
Thank you, Johnny Olson, and thank you, friends, for joining us wherever you are. I don't know. I was way back there, and I took a flying leap through that.
I've been asking you to do that for years, and you never did it.
Listen, is everybody ready?
Certainly.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how's Tattletales going?
Terrific.
Grand.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
That follows us here on CBS, as you know. Has anybody else got anything they want to plug or say?
I'm working at Bachelor's 3 in
Who
Fort
asked you?
Lauderdale, Florida.
Yes, she is.
I want to do his Tattletales game, but I have to get married first.
Okay.
Well, we'll see what we can do. We'll work something out.
All right.
I have a full-time job as a domestic starting on Monday.
She doesn't do windows.
No windows.
Or
All
walls.
right. Let's say hello to our two players, John Kashmarek and Teresa Negretti. How are you, John? John's a current champion with $6,200. And he's being challenged by Teresa. And we're going to start right from the top, right?
Right.
Are you ready, Teresa?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that right after we pass along this message of considerable interest to all of you. We have playing a cameo role on the show.
I got my start on this show, and I just wanted to come back and say hello. You know what I mean? It's been wonderful, and I've always loved you, and I've always respected you.
All right, I'll tell you how I feel about you. Listen, Bert used to be on the old Match Game.
That's right.
With his buddy,
Got $1.50 for that show. Don Meredith and I.
You're still getting
John
$1.50.
Meredith said, hey, listen, why don't you use my old buddy? We went to college together. I said, who is that? He's the guy who plays the Indian on television. I said, he said, Bert Reynolds. I said, who's he? We got him
You
together.
really are as bad in person as you are on television, aren't
But they were terrific.
Yes.
And one of these days, you're going to sit in one of those seats, right?
you? Yes. It's wonderful to be a big star and come on the big shows like this.
What are you doing in this building?
I'm across the hall, actually.
You really?
I'm doing cameos. I wanted to come over here and see Charlie, because Charlie was so great on the Tonys. Wasn't he brilliant on the
He was terrific. Listen, it's been terrific seeing you. You look terrific.
Don't I look
doesn't
nice?
he?
I'm all wrapped. All wrapped in elephant skin. I go home at night. I'm about 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
Short, porky little person. It's wonderful to be here.
Thank you for...
Thin microphone. I'll be seeing you.
That's enough. Bert Reynolds, thank you for stopping by. All right, that's enough of that. Don't unhand on it. Stop that. Now, let's get back to the serious part of the thing here now.
Are they
There he
going
goes.
to kiss back there or what?
That's Bert. Thank you, Bert. Well, I hope we get him here someplace sometime to do a thing there. 'cause
Well, I
he was-
hope we get Bert Convy back so we can play the game.
We will. Where are we? We got to start, don't we? Okay. Push this button and reveal 2 questions here and ask Teresa, the challenger, to make a selection.
B.
B is what she wants. Okay, Teresa. Bert Convy.
I'll sit in Bert's chair.
No. Get up there. Here it is.
If this is interfering with your social life, please let us know.
When the 102-year-old lady went to the department store, she lost her blank in the revolving door.
Wait a minute, darling. I have to put my glasses on to hear that.
Okay. When the 102-year-old lady went into the department store, She lost her blank in the revolving door.
I'm so excited about the appearance of Bert Reynolds, I'm just all a Twitter.
He looks like $1 million, doesn't he?
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute, I write down my number and send it out to him.
He used to be funny on the old match game when he got his old buddy Don Meredith. They used to be team captains opposing
I know
each
Don
other,
Meredith.
and they were really terrific. All right, hey, we ought to get Don Meredith sometime, too, if we can. Are you ready, Teresa?
Bert's place.
When the 102-year-old lady went to the department store, she lost her blank in the revolving door.
False teeth.
False teeth. Okay. She said false teeth. Bert, what did you
What?
say?
Oh, yes, that's what I said. False teeth.
Teeth. There's a match. Okay, Brett.
I told you I was all shook up by Bert Reynolds. She lost her virtue.
In a revolving door.
I'm
Why not?
I'm so happy for her at the age of 102 to have that happen. Charles, what did you say?
I said Kane because I could lose my false teeth.
All right. And how about you?
Well, I said Kane.
Kane. All right, she's looking for false
Too bad
teeth.
Charles isn't over there.
What are you offering, Richard?
A weekend in Tijuana. I happen to know the old buzzard lost her dress.
Her dress. Got
Just
caught.
streaked in a circle for 3 hours.
Kaye Stevens.
Somebody hit her in the false teeth with a cane.
Kane. Okay. So you scored once there, and now we'll get to your question in a moment or so. But first, we've got to get to this, friends. Pay attention now.
GSN presents
Johnny Olson was a dear man and absolutely suited to what he was doing. He was a tenor. You know, somebody with a deep bass voice can't stimulate the audience the way he did. Come on down. It just went right through you.
Stay tuned for more of that 70s Hour on GSN.
He was terrific. I love Johnny.
I live in Margate.
Here we are. And Teresa's had her question scored once, and now we got this for John. Here's a question about good old Johnny Olson.
I love it.
Good old John. And this is it.
Johnny Olson.
Just before every show, Johnny Olson blanks his tongue. Just before every show, Johnny Olson blanks his tongue. You don't?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. All right, the upper tier is ready.
What are we going to do about that Cuban with the funny hat on is what I want to know.
All right, we're all set. John, here's a question about Johnny Olson. Just before every show, Johnny Olson blanks his tongue.
I've seen him do it. He brushes it.
He brushes his tongue. That's so he doesn't have a slip of the tongue, a mishap, as can happen sometimes on television. He brushes his tongue.
I thought he tippled it.
No. What do you say, Bert?
Well, he's got to talk fast, and it has to go quick, and he's the best, so I said he oils his tongue.
He oils his tongue.
Yes.
Old slippery tongue Olson, they call him there. Brett, what'd you say?
Well, I think he's one of the most terrific people who ever lived in this whole world, and of course he oils it because he's so smooth.
He is smooth, indeed.
And
All right.
probably very well oiled. I said
He was oiled when he walked in here today.
He sprays his tongue.
Sprays
Okay, John Kashmarek is looking for brushes. Just before every show, Johnny Olson brushes his tongue, is what he says. What do you say?
I say he exercises it.
He exercises it so he can talk fast.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. What did you say?
I happen to know that slippery, silver-tongued devil
Yeah.
drinks a great cup of coffee, which Mrs. Olson makes for him, and then oils his tongue.
Oils his tongue. All right, Kay, does he oil his tongue or brush it, or what does he do to it?
Louisa and I are always right, and we know him extremely well. He exercises it, and we are certain of that.
He exercises
Certain
his
of-
tongue.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 1-0 at the end of round one. We go to round two. And Teresa, would you make a selection?
B.
B. All right. Jack said,
Jack
When I don't know, we listen to the rest. Jack said when that opera singer hits a high note, she opens her mouth so wide you can see all the way down to her blank.
What is that?
So Jack said that. She opens her mouth so wide you can see all the way down to her blank.
Oh, we're running into another spelling problem.
No, spelling does not count here.
Well, you have to spell it so people can figure out what you're spelling, right?
Sounds like.
Sounds like. That's very good. Right.
It's all right for her. She's a foreigner.
I am now a citizen.
Are you a citizen?
For 6 years.
Okay, and then after
I'm
6
not.
years, what are you going to do? Throw you out?
I have been for 6 years.
Oh, you have been for, I see. Okay, Teresa. Jack said when that opera singer hits a high note, she opens her mouth so wide you can see all the way down to her blank.
Navel.
Navel. Navel is her answer? Now, last time out you matched Bert, so Brett, you are first.
Very good. You're getting better.
Yeah, I'm catching on to the whole thing.
All the way down to her intestinal tract. Did I spell that properly?
Intestinal.
I don't care about the
Intestinal
spelling.
tract.
The rotten answer. Charles, what did you say?
I said toes.
Toes. Boy, that is some high note.
Big mouth.
Yeah, and a big mouth. What did you say?
I said navel.
Navel. There it is. And Richard, she's looking for the answer navel.
Well, I know on a clear day you could see Claire Trevor. All the way down to your feet.
To the feet, okay.
And all the way down to the toes.
To the toes. So you got 2 there. And now let's go to John's question here and see how he does. John, you need 2 to tie and 3 to win. The astronauts radioed back from the moon. This place must be inhabited by giant green birds. We just landed in a crater full of giant green blank. Did you hear that, John? We just landed in a crater full of giant green blank.
Honey, I didn't hear the first part.
The first part goes like this.
But I didn't hear it.
The astronauts radioed back from the moon. This place must be inhabited by giant green birds. We just landed in a crater full of giant green... And it's up to you to fill in the blank. Some way you think we'll match.
Don't copy, Charles.
2,
It's not
3, ready? 4. 2 to go. All right, she's ready, and it's up to Charles to finish up there. Now we call on John to give his answer. This place must be inhabited by giant green birds. We just landed in a crater full of giant green...
Fertilizer.
Okay. He said fertilizer.
Oh.
All right, Bert, maybe see...
Many people don't know that moonbirds excrete something that we all know is green and is also packaged here as chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll.
It is green, you know.
Chlorophyll is
kill
green.
myself
Yes,
for that
it's a dumb thing.
And you're going to have a lot of help killing it.
Oh.
What did you say, darling? Fertilizer?
Fertilizer,
I
the
said
answer,
fertilizer. In a way, I said bird doo-doo.
That a match? That's a match. Okay, Charles.
Did I throw that on you? I'm sorry.
No, yeah, no, he did.
Wipe it off.
What do you say, Charles Nelson Reilly?
Bird juju. I said eggs. I said eggs.
Eggs. Okay.
Oh, heavens.
All right, what do you say?
Well, I said birds come from eggs. How do I know?
Giant green eggs.
One
All
more
right.
doo-doo does it.
Okay, Richard.
One more doesn't do
More doo-doo does it.
Get no doo-doo from me, you hamburger. Throwing it down here.
What did we get to you from you?
Yes, well, those birds are bald.
They are bald.
Oh, sure. And so they landed in a nest of green feathers.
They were molting.
Yeah.
Now, John, you've got to
Let's hear
match
it for the
Kaye to
feathers.
stay in the game. Fertilizer's the answer.
Feathers.
Bird feathers. So, Teresa wins the game. Come on down, Teresa. Congratulations. There's $100 for you. John, I'm happy to say you're not going home empty-handed at $6,200. We got to go on thanks. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, Sarge.
John Cash Moritz. We'll get back to you, but first we've got to go out to All America and pass along this message. Well, here we are with Teresa Negretti for the first time. How do you feel about being up here?
Excited.
Okay, let's get right to it, shall we? We polled a recent studio audience, and we got their best response to this. J blank. The answer they gave most often is worth $500 to you if you match it. If you match the next one, it's $250. And the third, $100. From whom would you like some help?
Brett.
Jay Bird.
Jay Bird. There's one.
Richard.
Richard.
Well, what Brett becomes after a couple, a jaywalker.
A jaywalker. Okay. Jay Bird, jaywalker, and who else?
Charles.
Charles.
The JCs.
What?
Well, you think of one. The famous JCs. Jaycees.
Yeah.
They're terrific.
Yeah, they're referring to the Junior Chamber of Commerce, JCs.
Great.
Okay, all right.
I don't know where they are.
So you got
but I think there's
JCs,
a
Jay
team
Walker,
somewhere.
and Jay Bird. You may choose one of those or give us one of your own. What would you like to do?
Jay Bird.
Jay Bird. She chooses the Bird. So, okay, here we go. We're looking for Jay Bird, and we'll find out where it is. May we see the $100 response? Jay North.
Who's he?
Who the heck is that if they never heard of the JCs?
Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace is Jay North.
That's right. Oh.
Okay. Still looking for Jay Bird. Here is the $250 response. Jay Walker.
Yeah, that was Fatty Arbuckle's real name. I know all this. Carry on.
Oh, it has
All
to
right.
be Jay Bird.
Here's the last chance for Jay Bird, the $500 response. Jay Bird, you got it. Congratulations. Okay. The one Brett gave you, and I guess you're happy about that. Now, that means you're going to be playing for $5,000 now, which is 10 times $500. And to collect that amount, you've got to match one celebrity head-to-head. Which one will it be?
Richard.
All right, you get ready to write, Richard, and you'll face me, Teresa. Here's the $5,000 question. Blank station. Blank station. S-T-A-T-I-O-N. Okay, he's finished. Now, Teresa, what word would you give us now, or how would you fill in that blank in order to match Richard? Blank station.
Gas station.
Gas station is what she says. All right, Richard, for $5,000, may we see your answer?
I really wish I could show you that, darling, but I guess I have to take a bus.
Bus station. Yeah. You know that was kind of a hard one because there's so many good
Railway
ones here.
station, bus
Railway,
station,
bus, gas station. Yeah, a lot of good ones
Filling
there.
station.
All right, Teresa, you've got $600, and no one can take that away from you, and you're going to play another game. Here is Rolanda Lallier. Rolanda, you know Teresa. Hi, would you say your last name for me?
Lallier.
Lallier?
Yes.
You don't have to whisper. Speak up.
I'm so nervous.
You're nervous. Take a deep breath, Rolanda. That's enough. We're having enough trouble today, right? Okay. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I love to... Excuse me.
Would you like to take a drink of water?
Yes, I would.
Would you bring the lady some water quickly there, Joe?
I'm so nervous.
Presto.
I'm sorry.
How about a little quart of beer?
That's all right. No. You got some water there, John? Here it is. All right, there's a little sip of water.
I was
for
rather
you. I hope you can spare it. It's about a teaspoonful in there.
wine, but...
Yeah, you would rather have wine? Okay. Rolanda, what else would you like to say about Rolanda?
Well, I come from the Basque Country. I came to America 9 years ago, and I love this country.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes.
All right, shall we have a go at it now?
Public relations.
You what?
Public relations.
You're in public relations.
For gourmet food.
Yeah. Listen, you don't have to whisper. Everybody can hear you. All right, Rolanda.
For silent film.
I'll push a button here and ask you to make a selection, Rolanda.
A, please.
A is what she wants. And here we go, I think. The butcher was so nearsighted, when Fat Fanny walked into his butcher shop, he tried to blank her. Did you hear that? When the butcher shop was, the butcher was so nearsighted, when Fat Fanny walked into his butcher shop, he tried to blank her. All right, do it as quickly as you can, if you
Well, you
please.
can't get Bert to move any faster than a snail.
Charles is ready, Bert. Why aren't you ready?
All right. Stop
Okay,
picking on
here we
me.
go. Rolanda. The butcher was so nearsighted, when Fat Fanny walked into his butcher shop, he tried to blank her.
To make a shop out of her.
To make what?
Shops.
Shops?
Yes.
Oh, chops. Oh.
Yeah.
Some of these French are violent, aren't they? Chops. He's gonna cut her up. What do you say, Bert?
This butcher was a little weird, and he tried to marinate her.
He marinate. Well, marinate is not chops. What is
You
that?
couldn't be more wrong. Butchers don't marinate, they carve.
Carve. Does that make chops
yes.
out of? Is that a match? No. All right. All right, Charles.
Don't say anything dirty in French because I said slice.
Slice. Make chops. No match there. What do you say?
I said slice.
Slice. All right. What do you say?
Carve.
Carve. And
I
Kaye.
know for a fact he tried to weigh her.
He tried to weigh her.
Yes.
Oh, very good. I like that kid.
Well, Rolanda, it was kind of the same idea. You didn't score. We've got a question for you later, but right now we've got this for you.
Tune in, turn on, and blank out with that 70s Hour. Stay tuned. There's more match games still to come. Only on GSN.
Thank you all. Next time we'll have these celebrities.
Jack Norris, Brett Summers, Charles Nelson Reilly, Elaine Joyce, Richard Dawson, and Franny Flash.
Gene Rayburn for Match Game 74. Join us next time.
Welcome to the warm blanket of love that is George Gray.
Get out! You only banked $1,000.
He's just a little cocky for me.
Got brain? Shh! You had better never give one of your students an F. Ever, ever, ever. You and your hair are the weakest link. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye!
New half hours of The Weakest Link, hosted by George Gray. Feel the love tomorrow at 4 only on GSN, the network for games.
Well, don't we have a love fest on our hands?